before I found out I was pregnant, I found out he was sleeping with my sister.
How long after that did they get married?
Within a month. He treats my sister's kids, better than he treats my son. He sits there and calls my son a retard. What is wrong with my son?
You called your 3-year-old son a dumbass. Why would you stay with a man that verbally abuses your children?
I stayed with him thinking, well, maybe he'll change.
But why would you get with a man that had just got your sister pregnant?
I didn't care if I hurted her or not.
I told you. I said, don't you dare hurt my daughter. You son of a wedge between my family. I will never forgive you.
I'm through. I'm done.
You took a lie detector test before the show. And the results of your lie detector test. Welcome to the show. My first guest is Ashley. Ashley, you called the show. Why are you here today?
Because I need help confronting my son's father, Chris, because he has put me through a lot of emotional distress, and he has nothing to do with his son. And he left me, he left me for my sister. He treats my sister's kids, better than he treats my son.
You got involved with a guy.
I lost my virginity to him when I was 18, and he turned around and I just got reunited with my sister because we were in foster care until we were 18, and I put all my trust into her, and she ended up sleeping with him.
How old were you when you put in foster care?
Probably about 5 or 6.
And during this time, you lost contact with your sister. Is she your older sister or younger sister?
My older sister.
She's your older sister. Were you happy when you found your sister?
Yeah, I was, and then I found out because Chris proposed me, and we were talking about having kids, and we purposely tried to get pregnant, and I was stupid. I was 18 years old, and right before I found out I was pregnant, I found out he was sleeping with my sister, and I told them that, and they got married.
How long after that did they get married?
Within a month.
How long were you with him before he was with your sister?
We weren't together that long, but the fact is that I was pregnant, and he should have known better than to get married to her. We were only together about 2 months, and he says it's a week, but it was 2 months.
I mean, it must hurt you deeply that your sister, even though you weren't growing up with her, but you find her, that she would sleep with the guy that you're with, and then they get married. How long after you told him you were pregnant? Not even a month? Did she ever explain why she did this?
Because they were meant to be together.
They were meant to be together. How was his reaction to you being pregnant?
He just smirked it off. He didn't really care.
And how old is your son? How old is your son now?
18 months.
He's 18 months. Is he a good father?
It has nothing to do with Julian at all. I sit there and I gave him so many chances to be a part of his life, and every single time he hasn't done anything. When Julian was born, he gave Julian a thing of diaper ice cream that had already been used and said, here's that. He has other sons from my sister, and he does more for them kids than he does, my son.
How many children does he have with your sister?
He has 2 with my sister, and then he has a stepson. But he's 20 years old, and he has 4 kids. And he doesn't understand how hard it is to raise a kid on his own.
How did you find out he was sleeping with your sister?
He told my mom when they were working together, because my mom got him a job and everything, and he told her that they were sleeping together in our old house. And of course, he said, don't tell Ashley. And my mom's like, you must be an idiot, because she told me.
Well, of course. Why would he think that wasn't going to happen? What was your relationship with your sister? Were you guys getting along?
Yeah, we were getting along pretty good until Chris came along, and then I introduced Chris to my mom and my sister, and I seen that look in her eyes, and I should have known. But when you trust somebody, you don't think something like that's gonna happen.
What was the look?
It's just I don't know. She gave him a flirty look.
And again, you say you were dating a couple months. He says a week. Either way, kind of a short time.
He's a liar.
Especially jump into a commitment like that.
Yep, you know how 18-year-olds are. They're naive. You know, and especially for my first one, I thought, you know, I didn't think anything was going to go wrong. I thought we were going to be together forever, and that's what we talked about. You know, that we wanted to have a kid, and so we purposely tried to get pregnant. And now he's not taking any responsibility.
Was he working at the time?
Yeah. We met actually at work.
Okay, so you both were working, but did you really think like you're with this guy that I'm 18 years old, I'm gonna be with him for the rest of my life?
Actually, yeah, I did. And then, I don't know, something just snapped and he just started being mean.
What was it that snapped? Was it that you telling him you're pregnant? What was it?
Yeah, I think it was that.
And when you say mean, what was he doing to you?
Okay, when I found out I was pregnant, we bought a whole bunch of food and, you know, they could eat it. Chris told me I needed to stop eating because I was too fat. So I lost 20 pounds. So I almost lost the baby.
He confides into your mom, which honestly, this guy sounds like a dope.
Yes.
I'm sleeping with your one daughter, but I'm going out with your other daughter, I'm sleeping with her. But don't tell Ashley. I mean, what is this guy thinking?
That's his problem.
And when your mom tells you, do you go and confront your sister?
I tried.
And what happened?
All she said is, well, it's already done and over with. We're together now. You just need to go.
Do you see your sister now?
Yeah, actually, she's living with us because she just left Chris and she needed help raising her boys, so I'm helping her. I know I let people
No, I mean, there's people that can forgive anything, and you might be one of those people. What happened between them that she's not with him?
There's suspected child abuse, and I've actually seen it.
What kind of child abuse?
Well, first of all, he sits there and calls my son a retard.
He calls your son a retard, but that's his son. Why would he do that?
Because he has another son named Christopher, and Julian can't say as many words as Christopher can, so that's why he's a retard.
And so your sister's saying that he's abusing the children?
I've seen it. He grabbed my nephew's arm, and because he was supposed to be sitting in timeout, and he grabbed his arm and he pulled it up, and his shoulder blade was about ready to pop out. And we told him to stop because he was going to break his arm, and he's like, oh, it's not going to hurt him any. I've seen him whip my other nephew, Christopher, and he had big welts on his back.
How old are your nephews?
Joseph is 3, Christopher's 17 months, and then my son is 18 months. And then there's a newborn 11 days old. He was born the 20th of last month, and he stopped breathing, and Chris never called, never showed up. Did check on him. He still hasn't called.
Does he act like he even cares?
No.
Here's a crazy question. Is he a good father?
No. He's the worst father ever.
See, I want to be sympathetic to you, but that's why you really need to take your time, get to know somebody before you start bringing children into the world.
Yep.
And so, tell me again, why exactly are you here today?
Because I need help confronting Chris, because I want to tell him that he's not allowed in Julian's life anymore. I don't want him anywhere around my son. He's my son. I've been raising him since he was born. All me. I made sure he had diapers, everything. And if he has been abusing my nephews, I just need help confronting him and telling him, because if I just do it without any help, it's not going to go very good, because he has been known to get physical with people.
Has he ever got physical with you?
He's raised his hand to me. He's pushed my sister when she was 6 or 7 months pregnant. That's why I don't want to do it alone.
Well, you don't have to worry. He's not going to do anything here. He denies abusing your sister's children and calling them names. And before the show, he took a lie detector test, and we will get to the results of that test. I'm going to bring him out now. This is Chris.
Yep.
He's the father of your child, and he's the father of your sister's children. Let's bring Chris up. How you doing, Chris?
Not good.
You don't mind standing up until we clear this all up,
don't.
right? And you are how old?
I am 20 years old.
20 years old. Ashley comes on. She says that she loves you. She gives herself as a woman to you for the first time. Yes. And she gets pregnant. And when she tells you she's pregnant, you go and run and start sleeping with her sister. What do you want to say to Chris?
I can't believe you even did that. You don't even want nothing to do with your son. What is wrong with my son? Why is he a retard, Chris? I don't understand.
Nobody called him a retard.
Yes, you did. Don't say you're lying in my face.
Who heard me then?
You called him a retard because he's not as smart as Christopher. How dare you?
Who heard me say that?
You know what, Chris? I have been taking care of that baby since he was born. You have not done nothing for him.
I'm not allowed to have your number?
You have my number now.
I have your number now. But
you
Melissa
had my number before. All you had to do was ask my aunt.
No,
she
had to call you and get permission.
You know what? This is childish. I'm not going to argue, Chris. You need to step up and be a man.
I paid child support, and I was there for that child when he was born, but you guys did not allow me back there to see my son.
That's because every time you went in the delivery room, my blood pressure spiked up, and I would end up losing him.
No.
Do you want that, Chris?
No, I did not want him gone.
Then start acting like you don't want him gone. You have not done anything for him.
Whose fault is it for not having money?
I have been raising Julian on my own. All you had to do was call to check up on him. You never once did that.
Patty would not give me the number.
Yeah, that's bull.
You know what, Ashley? What I'd like to do now is I want to ask you to leave the stage, and at some point I'll bring you back out.
You may have a seat.
No, I don't want you to sit.
Okay.
I mean, I come, I do the show, and they type up these cards, and they put little questions down on here. But, like, this show, I'm like, what the hell do I need these cards for? I'm looking at a kid, 20 years old. You're with Ashley, right?
That was for, like, a very short time.
How short of a time?
And it was within a couple weeks.
How short of a time were you with Ashley?
It was over 2 years ago. It could have been, I think it was
You're not answering the question. Answer the question that I'm asking you. How short of a time were you with her?
A few weeks.
A few weeks. Yeah. And in that few weeks, you managed to get her pregnant.
By accident, yes.
By accident? Explain to me how you get a woman pregnant by accident. Explain to me how that happens. Because it's never happened to me.
Yeah.
How did it happen? Were you walking down the street?
No.
And whoop! Whoa! And then you get the sister pregnant a month later. Was that an accident too?
No, that was actually.
That was planned.
He was planned.
Did you think it was a good idea to have a child with Ashley's sister a month later after Ashley told you she was pregnant?
Me and my wife talked about this.
And what was discussed? Hey, you were sleeping with my sister. You're going to have a baby with her. But I think it's a good idea.
Me and my
now
wife,
you have a child with me.
Me and my wife decided, and it was our relationship that we decided we wanted to have a child.
You know what? I know you're trying to soften the situation down by calling your wife, and I respect that she's your wife. But the point is, you're sleeping with one girl, and then you go and you sleep with her sister. Did you not take any of her feelings into consideration? How you might be devastating this young girl's life? That she's going to have to look at you for the rest of her life, knowing after you left her?
Yeah.
Hey, relationships break up all the time. Do whatever you want to do. But you don't have any consideration for a fellow human being that you're going to make this poor girl suffer by sleeping with her sister, by having children with her?
I fell in love with her sister, and her sister fell in love with me. And, you know, it's not something that I planned out to happen.
Like the baby you had with Ashley.
Exactly.
What have you done for this child that you brought into the world? Don't pin it on her. Listen, don't point your finger at her. Because it's you who also decided to bring this child into the world. You take some responsibility. I want to know what you've done, not what she's not allowing you to do. I want to know what you are doing.
I showed up to, when the child was born, I was there, was not allowed to see my son. I was allowed to see him a month after he was born. When I went down there to visit for one time, he needed some milk and a couple sippy cups, and I bought that for him. And For his birth gifts.
Give him a big hand. Milk in a sippy cups. It's not a standing O, but it's
No,
a
I
hand.
bought him Christmas presents.
What about food? What about diapers? What about things that a baby needs on a daily basis? What about the mother that's raising your child? Take care of her at all?
How am I supposed to know what they need? I
How are-
can't. I don't have.
You
the
know
number.
what? That's my point. If you don't know what they need, then you shouldn't be having children.
No.
I would love to go through life ignorant like you. Oh, it'd be so easy. Kids, what do they need? I don't know.
No, I know what kids need, but she never related to me what she needs, and if she doesn't need anything for the kid, if
Did
she
you
has
call her
food.
fat while she was pregnant?
No, I did not call her fat while she was pregnant.
She said she stopped eating and lost 20 pounds because you called her
Well,
fat.
that's kind of obscene to be able to lose 20 pounds just by not eating.
What's your wife's name?
Melissa?
Melissa, you ever abuse your children
No.
with her?
I will. I do. I have spanked my kids, and DHS knows about that. And
Why do they know about it?
because, well, DHS is in our life because
Why are they in your life?
Melissa was, and I was the worker. Melissa was the homemaker mom, and she would stay home and clean the house and do the cooking. And I'd come home and I'd help her out after I got home, and she didn't keep up with the house. And DHS came in while I was at work, and they started investigating us. They have
And it's
not-
for cleaning and not child abuse.
if they would have found child abuse or bruises in the state of Iowa, they would have took them away instantly.
So they never found any
They don't
form
find
of abuse.
no.
So who made up these claims of abuse? Did
That's what
Melissa-
I'm here to find
Has
out. Also,
Melissa ever said that you abused your children?
I don't know.
You don't know? She's your wife.
She could have told her mom, and I don't know.
Did Melissa leave you?
Why did she leave me just now?
I'm
Just-
asking you, did she leave you?
Yeah, she's
Why did she
separated.
leave you?
Because when we get in an argument, we use vulgar language to each other, and it's a type of mental abuse, and her mom told her to leave me because of it.
So you're calling your wife names, vulgar names.
And she calls me the same things.
Did you call your children names?
I've never called them retarded. I've never called them, in other words, like when.
What vulgar names do you call your children?
Well, there are words like, my wife also calls them the same thing.
Like dumbass?
That word has been said, yes.
Why would you call a child a dumbass?
It was just a word that came out.
It's just the word that came out.
Yes. Not on purpose, not meant to.
You ever call Melissa a bitch?
Yes, I have.
That's nice. You
And
call,
she's
you call
called-
your own wife.
She's called me a bastard. She's called me all kinds, same names.
And this dumbass is to a 3-year-old, right? You called your 3-year-old son a dumbass?
Yeah, Melissa has done the same thing, and if it's.
I love that you keep going back to what she's done. Are
This
you
is-
are
this
you
is
a
just
man? Are you a man? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm asking you what you did. When she comes out here, I'll ask her what she did. But right now, I'm
Okay.
asking what. Here's a man that you throw your own wife under the bus. Why is that?
She'll say the same thing about me, and oh, my husband does this. He does this.
Nobody else is making allegations against you?
No, my mother-in-law, she makes allegations, and which was really obscene. Like, I end up taking my steel-toe boot and kicking Joseph across the head, and which
Joseph is your son?
is my son, yes, and that is completely obscene because wouldn't you think he would have at least been injured?
If you kicked a child
if I
in the
kicked
head
a
with
child.
with a steel-toe boot,
Yes.
yeah, I think your son would be
Yes,
injured.
or like she also said that I picked him up and threw him into a table stand.
Did you?
No.
Did you ever physically discipline your children?
It was smack him, tap him in the butt, yes.
Tapping them or spanking
Spanking
them?
him on the butt, sorry.
And how old is your children that you spank them in the butt?
3 years old. And I grew up in a family. My mother spanked me at that age, and she spanked all my brothers and sisters at that age. And
So the mother makes these allegations that you ever confront their mother? Saying, why are you saying I'm kicking my son with a steel-toed boot?
No, because I don't get to see him. She came up last week, but I did not want to start an argument.
Ashley tells a story that you told the mother that I'm sleeping with your other daughter, please don't tell Ashley.
No, her mother found out that me and Melissa were together by both of us telling her.
And just so we're real clear about this, you took a lie detector test before the show.
Yes.
And we'll get to your results. I'm going to have you leave the stage, and I'll bring you back out at some point, all right? Let's bring out his wife, Melissa, who is Ashley's sister. Have a seat. You just had a baby 11 days ago, right?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations. What'd you have,
Thank
little
you.
boy, little girl?
Little boy.
Little boy?
Yep.
What'd you name your boy?
Zachary,
Zachary. Scott, and this is your second child?
my third child.
Your third child.
Yes.
Got to be extremely happy.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy about that.
Was your husband there for the birth of your child?
Yes, and then 2 hours later he left
And why did he leave?
because he said he needed a shower and something to eat. And later on that night, my son quit breathing on me, and we had to be rushed back to the nursery to get some amniotic fluid out of his stomach and lungs. And after he finally got breathing again, then I called him and let him know that he quit breathing on us. And all he could say was, "Oh my God, is he okay?" And I said, "Yeah, now he's fine." And he goes, "Well, I got tires to do." And then we hung up, and he didn't bother coming back and seeing how his son was, or even calling.
So you said your newborn son has fluid in his lungs and his stomach, and he didn't come back and check or anything on your son.
No,
And how did you feel about that?
I felt hurt because it just goes to prove to me that he don't care. He don't care about me or any of his kids.
Do you think he showed a lot of caring towards your sister?
No, he has not.
And that's why I got to ask you. You come out, you seem like, nice girl, just had a baby, very, very joyous moment in your life. But why would you get with a man that had just got your sister pregnant?
Because I was being stupid.
Is it just that simple? Just
No.
being stupid? I mean,
It's not
if
that
you came
simple.
out, you know what? If you came out here and told me it was your friend, he was dating your friend, and it's just being stupid, I'd say, okay, it happens. People, it happens all the time. But this is your sister. Both of you were given up at young ages, going through life, rocky childhood, going through foster homes, and you finally got somebody that you think you can count on, and she's very happy that, wow, I got a sister, this is great, we're together. She's in love with this guy. She's obviously very emotional about him. She's latching on to the first guy that comes down. She's pregnant. And then she finds out, and then not only do you get pregnant, you marry this guy, knowing that your sister's carrying his child. Is that really just being stupid, or is that just kind of being, I don't care, I'm going to take whatever I want, and I don't care whose feelings I hurt?
At that point in time, that's what it was. I didn't care if I hurted her or not, because we lost contact, so I didn't really care.
Were you backstage listening to your sister talk about this period in her life? Did you see the pain that was in her face?
And I feel really sorry and bad about it.
And she takes you in because she doesn't want to see you or your children on the streets.
And I'm really thankful for her. I really am.
Why did you leave, Chris?
Because he was mentally abusing me by calling me a dumbass, retarded, stupid. Pretty much I don't amount to anything. And my 3-year-old, he was calling him retarded and a dumbass. And he even told my mom that he was retarded and a dumbass and she asked who said it, and he said, "Daddy."
Your 3-year-old.
My 3-year-old.
Why would you stay with a man that verbally abuses your children?
Well, I got sick and tired of it, and him physically abusing my 3-year-old.
What was he doing to your 3-year-old?
He twisted his arm and literally pulled it out, his shoulder blade out underneath of his armpit. And he said, well, I'm not going to hurt him. I know it's going to break his arm and stuff like that. And I told him to quit. And I looked at my mom, and I was the one to ask her if I could go home with him, guys, because I couldn't take it anymore. And he hit my 17-month-old and left a big welt and a red mark of his hand on his upper butt and butt.
He's not involved in your sister's child at all, right?
No.
Your sister's child's life?
No,
your
he's
nephew? What, isn't that a clue right there? If he here's a man that doesn't take care of his children, doesn't provide anything, isn't there for his child at all, doesn't that cause you say, wow, this guy, if he doesn't care about those children of his, why would he care about my children?
Yeah. I was thinking because, well, since I'm married to him, he'll be there for my kids. And that's not working out. Was
he ever violent with you?
Yes, he pushed me when I was like 6 or 7 months pregnant with my youngest son. He was 11 days old.
And why did he push you?
Because I pushed him, and he got pissed off and pushed me.
And wasn't that right there a clue? I better get out of here to protect my unborn child?
Yeah, but then I wasn't thinking, and I left him shortly after that and was staying in a shelter, and then I was stupid enough to go back to him.
Why are you here today?
Well, to tell my husband that I'm done and through, and I'm getting a divorce.
Are you really?
Finalized. Yes, I am.
All right, let's bring him on. You can tell him.
I'm done with stop. I'm done. I'm getting a divorce, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
So I just
What you
can't
want?
take it. Not at all.
Okay.
Especially physically abusing my kids. And you don't know why I left you? I left you because of
Physically
it.
Pulling Joseph's arm out of place?
Yes.
How come he
twisted
didn't go to the hospital if it was out of the place?
Because you twisted it and you hurt him because he started bawling. And all you could say is he's going to be fine.
He was bawling.
Yes, he was.
No.
Whatever.
He was 3 years old. What the hell are you pulling on a 3-year-old's arm
I pulled his arm
anyways?
away from the computer. I did not twist his arms around his
Yes,
back and pull it out of place.
So is she lying?
Yes, she's lying.
No, I'm not.
That's obscene.
I've got proof. My mom and my sister
Oh, your
both
mom.
seen it.
Your mom, the one
Yes.
who smokes pot around Joseph when he was
No,
younger.
she does not.
Yes, she did. That's why you left in the first place. You moved
She
with
don't
me.
do any drugs anymore.
No, not anymore. And I praise her for not doing drugs anymore. But she did marijuana around you and Joseph when you guys lived in. And that's why we left.
did
And
not.
she violently assaulted me. She did.
I'd be violently assaulting you too if
Yeah.
you were dating my daughters.
So still,
I just can't take it anymore. The
I know.
mental abuse,
You've
the
done
physical
told me.
abuse, I'm done.
they done told me. But then you talked nice to me the other night, about a week ago on the phone.
You know why I did that? To get you on the show to tell you I'm through. I'm done.
You know, since you've been out here, I haven't, when I ask her something, she doesn't say, well, my husband does it too. My husband does it too. My husband does it too. No. Does she throw you under the bus?
But you do say the same names.
Same names. How
did-
old
you-
are you? Are you really 14? Tell me the truth. Show me a license right now. I want to see your ID. I should take you home. Here, give me a curfew slip. I'm going to write one up right now. A child. Child out, too late. Have to stop him from impregnating the world. Have you ever called your kids names?
No.
You ever call your son retarded?
No. Actually, my sons are very, very smart, especially for the ages they are.
Do you call them dumbass?
No, I don't.
Why not? Why don't you call your kids names?
Because to me, it's disrespectful to my kids. And if I want my kids to be respectful to me, I've got to be respectful to them.
Wow, what a novel idea. Where did she learn that from?
You do call them dumbasses.
Oh,
No,
there
I
you
don't.
go.
Yes, you do.
You're the one that's calling them dumbasses
Ask
and
your
retarded.
aunt.
That's why my 3-year-old son tells my mom We dumbasses. Well, who told you that? Daddy. We retarded. Who told you that? Daddy. Why would my 3-year-old son say that to my mom?
He said that.
And to me.
He said
yes,
that.
he did.
But you guys just, all of a sudden, they just tell me now, and...
Why should we have to tell you when you're the one that's doing it? You have no respect for those kids.
I sat there and looked at Joseph and said, "You're retarded."
Yes, ask my mom. He said that to my mom, and I was in the living room, and I heard him say that.
Have you ever heard him say it to your sons?
Yes, I have.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have.
I looked at Joseph and called him a retard.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Why would Joseph say anything like that?
What did you do about it?
I told him to knock it off and quit, and my kids ain't retarded.
And if I really done that, why wouldn't you have just left me?
Well, she did. She's
no.
living with your
Why
with
did
her
she not
sister
leave me
now.
right then? Because this supposedly happened a while ago.
I've left you several times. And I was stupid enough to keep crawling back to you. But this time is the last and final time.
All right.
I'm not ever going back to you again.
Your mom is here?
Yes.
Let's bring out your mom.
You don't realize I just got my kids back. My girls home with me after they've been gone for so many years. You drove a wedge between my family. Sorry, Steve. You realize how bad that hurt me? For that matter, I will never forgive you. And don't you ever call me moms again. And as far as I'm concerned, you are never, and you never have been, my son-in-law.
Okay.
You will not have no contact with my daughter or my grandsons, just like you have done to me. You kept my grandkids away from me. For what? You tell me. Come on.
You smoking marijuana around Joseph?
Hey, this is not about me.
You just asked why we kept you away from him.
This is about all this stuff now.
Why did we keep you away?
We gave her a drug test today, and she
no,
passed
she's
it.
clean now.
Well,
she's clean.
oh, she's clean now.
And
Thank you.
I applaud you for that. I applaud you for that. I do.
I just love the way you sling mud at everybody else. You're probably the you know, I don't want to rate people up here, but you're the worst guy up here.
I know.
You're the worst guy up here. I mean, what did Ashley do wrong? What did Ashley do wrong?
She's never done nothing wrong.
Did nothing wrong.
No.
She fell in love with you, and she wanted to have a baby. So she did nothing wrong. What did she do wrong? You know what? Besides hurting her own sister, she did nothing wrong to you. She fell in love with you. She gave you a child within a month of knowing you. What did she do wrong? What did mom do wrong? A mother that cares about her daughters is concerned that there's a guy sleeping with both her daughters, having children with them? How about this? How about the concern he shows? Oh, you want a divorce? Okay. You're going home with your mom? Okay. The only thing you care about is your own sexual needs.
Do you honestly want to know why that I have not been answering my phone?
Why?
It's because when your son quit breathing at the hospital, you didn't have the decency to call or show up because you were too busy finding a job, weren't by your phone. The next day, you couldn't even call to even check on him.
Like with Julian.
I would showed up.
You
down
hardly ever called. Well, matter of fact, you never called. Ashley had to call you. You didn't even want to talk to him. Melissa had to give the phone to you. And you call yourself a man? I tell you what, if you're a man, I tell you one thing, I can do without men.
Let's bring out your other daughter, your sister, your former lover. Let's bring Ashley back out. Is there anything that the sisters want to say to each other?
I love you no matter what, and we're not going to let him get in the way of our love. We are blood. He is nothing to me. Oh, just so you know, you ain't seeing your son. My son. Oh, by the way, he is doing very well, okay? So, you know what?
All the stuff that I put you through and being stupid.
You know what, Melissa? We all make mistakes, okay? As long as it doesn't happen again.
Oh, it will never happen again.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Ashley. Your forgiveness, you are a much better person than me because I could not forgive at your level. I could not.
He's water. We are blood.
Old Chris here was given a lie detector test. And it was interesting. It's always interesting when the examiner has notes. The subject admitted that he is very physical with his boys and admits that he used excessive force at times while roughhousing with them. He admits that he has thrown Joseph on the bed with excessive force as a form of punishment and twisted his arm.
But not enough. And him and I
No,
talked
no,
about
no,
this.
you didn't say that. Just before you're taking the test, this is what you said. Now you want to add stuff now? No.
No, he said he told me that I would be able to talk about this.
Right, you're going in to take the test and you're admitted to all this. It's because you know you're going to fail. He also admitted to swearing at and in front of the kids and telling Joseph to call his mother a bitch.
She said she's had him. It
Oh,
was
there you
a
go. Here
stupid
comes the
bad-
bus. Here comes. Here comes.
I
What's
know
it
what
say?
you're gonna say.
Go ahead. Say it again. You told your son to call your mother, his mother, a bitch.
She kept having him run in there and smack me, tell me no, and call me a bastard. And
So you just had to have him call her a
it
bitch.
was childish of me, yes.
He also admitted to calling the boys dumbass and retard.
Not the retard. I told him dumbass, not retard.
No, you told him retard. There's no reason why. He's no part of the show. He just writes down what you say.
I did not say
Yeah,
he
you
was a
did.
retard.
The subject refused to be tested on the question of trying to hook up with Ashley while Melissa was in labor. He stated that he and Ashley did talk about their past relationship during that time that Melissa was in labor. He stated that she asked him why did he leave her and if he loved her. He told her that he did care for her and if things did not work out with him and Melissa, he would like to get back together with her.
Oh, I didn't.
really
no.
now?
You scum.
Really?
No, I.
You are such a scum, Chris.
Yeah, you're gonna wait till I'm in labor to say anything like this? With your son who freaking quit breathing on me? And this is how you do it.
And at least, by the way, Grandma here stayed at the hospital the whole time with her. I was there more than what you were, and you were his father.
Oh, by the way, I bought him diapers.
Who?
Who do you think?
He
Who are
has
we
diapers.
talking about?
He has diapers. Did he?
I bought him diapers. Does that make me the daddy? I'm a better daddy than you.
Well, if you guys would have picked up the phone, I would have known.
Okay, so what you're saying now is that we had to pick up the phone to call you to
No,
tell you that
when
your
I called,
son needs diapers?
When I called, you could have picked up the phone and told me, hey,
Oh, you don't
Why should I pick up the phone on you?
You know what? The truth of it is, I don't think anybody could stand on a stage right now and be surprised. Surprised at what happens to you when you start thinking it's a good idea to have children with a man you don't even know for a month. That's, in all honesty, you women now need to focus on your children. Be good mothers, be a good grandmother, be in your daughter's life, and that's where the focus needs to be. And in the future, make better decisions on who you're with, who you lay down with, who you think about having children with. It shouldn't be 1 month. I don't know what the magic number is, but I certainly would say 1 month, 1 year is not enough to know somebody long enough to decide to start bringing children into the world. It's not enough. And for you, I got one word for you. Dumbass. Dumbass.